everyone. I'm Molly King. I'm the change manager for process simplification, and I'm joined by Chip Benson and Christine Yort, our business owners for process simplification. Say hi.
Hello
Hi,
there.
everybody.
So let's kick it off. We're going to do a short interview. Why did you volunteer for this project? How did you get involved?
Well, when the call came out in terms of addressing simplification, it seemed like, given all we've been through since the SAP Go Live, this seems like it's a true opportunity to now address our processes and make the environment that we're all working in one that's much more challenging, if you will, and allowing for much more value add than perhaps we've had over the last couple of years.
So Chip, can you give us the real answer of how you got involved with this project?
Oh Lord, here we go again. I have certainly been one who has expressed my opinion about some of our processes, and with all that, when the call came to address this, I didn't feel I could say no in terms of not being part of the solution.
Christine, what about you? How'd you get involved?
So what attracted me to the project, I think, is kind of the ability to make a difference across multiple processes and across all of finance. As financial services comes together with, kind of the core finance that we're used to, it gives us like a unique opportunity to meld the two areas and make it very efficient. And understanding how those two areas work together and making a difference in that space is what really drove me to be interested and want to be a participant.
And what are you hearing most from Sharon about this project right now? Like, what's the phrase that's sticking to
Big and bold, right?
Yeah, big and bold, blank piece of paper, and I think that's what's different from the past. So I've been in finance for a really long time, probably over 10 years, and in all the years that I've been here and all the times we've tried to make step changes in finance, this is the first time that we've been given the pen. And, that blank piece of paper, that ability to be big and bold and brave, right? So Sharon keeps saying, be brave. and that's where I feel like we can really make a difference. That's why it feels a little bit different this time.
Yeah, I think the other part of that is this is truly an attempt to look out into the future in terms of where we want to be, and not necessarily just addressing and fixing those small processes or whatever that cause the frustrations that folks have today.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting actually then. So we're not really focusing on just fixing the small issues, we're thinking bigger than that.
Thinking bigger and
meeting the
further
future.
out and trying to set the stage. And it also fits right into what the rest of the company's doing in terms of addressing process efficiencies and trying to get each of the functions to be doing the best that they can do for what they're responsible for, what we're responsible for.
Yeah, and some of that reminds me of what JP was saying today at our town hall in MetroTech about clearing up the sludge, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a lot of sludge in finance still, it feels like?
I think like we've inherited a lot of issues as we've grown into a finance organization, into a consolidated finance organization. And I think over the past several years, 3 to 4 years, we've cleared a lot of that out. But I think a lot of that history remains in our processes, and to kind of reset that and figure out how we move forward into the future it's just super exciting.
So tell me a little bit more about what success looks like for us as a project team for this initiative for process simplification. What is that?
Success looks like processes and deliverables that the folks who are responsible to deliver them believe that they're adding as much value as possible and not necessarily just handling transactions, and that we are improving our ability to help influence the decisions that will influence how we operate in the future.
That sounds like working a lot more at a higher level. Maybe.
At a higher level.
Yeah.
If you can get your transactional stuff to be more effective and efficient, then you can begin to raise your sights and focus more on how to make a difference and how to play a more active financial influencing and strategic role than what we're doing today.
Christine, what does success look like for you for this project?
So I think success would be us being best in class, us being, kind of the case study. We're a world-class organization. We have a world-class finance function, and be on the cutting edge and have automation where we need it, simplified processes, the right alignment between our teams, the right handoffs. I really feel like us being at the top from a finance perspective is really a success for me.
Anything else about what best in class really means for us? Like, what do you see? What are the opportunities there? Like, what does it mean to be best in class?
Hi, you want to start?
You can go ahead.
I think one part of it is just the excitement I think that one can feel coming into work on a daily basis in terms of making a difference to how the company operates. I think it's a belief in what you're doing and how you're doing it, and that you actually are helping to make a difference.
So I think that the world has kind of come along so quickly from a technology perspective, and the culture has changed so much. So let's face it, we don't shop anymore. We're ordering stuff, or we don't get our goods the next day. We're complaining. The whole world has changed, and I feel like finance and accounting, which tends to kind of be behind that curve. If we have the opportunity to bring it up into the modern world, so to speak, that it'll just be a huge win.
Speaking of, a quick plug for Yammer, right? We're posting a lot on Yammer, so
Yes,
follow
indeed.
along. That's pretty new too for us.
Yep, in this age of technology, we want to be there.
we are there. Right? And then just in closing, what's one thing you want people to know about the project? One from each of you. 2 if you're lucky.
2 if you're lucky. I do believe this time we'll make changes and we'll make a difference. I do believe that we will see value out of this and we'll remove some of the frustrations that exist in the organization.
Cool. Thank you, Chip.
I think it'll be different for all of us, and we'll all benefit from it. So while it may be painful, like no pain, no gain, in the end, we'll look back and we'll be happy we did it. We'll be better for the effort we put in, and it's definitely our future and the right thing to do, and very exciting.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Very good.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you on Yammer, if not on the
Yes,
next
indeed.
newsletter.